everyone, this is Michal from Should You Play It?
And this is Caleb from Should You Play It?
And this is a review of a Shadowrun collection,
which is going to be free from the Epic Game Store. If you're watching this review in time, you will have 1 week to claim it and keep it forever. And we're going to tell you if it's worth your time.
And we're going to tell you actually what's in the collection. Caleb.
So there's 3 games. Most of these games were actually published in the late 80s and early 90s, but they've been remastered. So the first one is the remaster of the original game, Shadowrun Returns. Then we have Shadowrun Dragonfall, the director's cut.
Yeah.
And Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition. All 3 games in one collection for $0.
But this collection actually feels like one big, large game because it's the same genre. It's very old school RPG. I would say it's not like an open world RPG.
It's not.
It's more linear, story driven, like turn-based action with RPG elements.
If you hadn't noticed, it's doing many things.
It does.
It's trying to cover many
and
different.
And since it's old school, there's actually 2-dimensional like backgrounds, but 3-dimensional characters.
Right.
So you might run it even on your potatoes PCs. That's a good thing.
It is not a demanding game, yeah. But there's a lot of content there, and the game is quite deep, actually, right? Starting with the character creation, selection of classes, etiquettes, skill trees. There's a lot going on with this game.
And let's say this is in like future with some fantasy and sci-fi.
It's also trying to do a lot, not only for type of game, but also genre of story, because you have, it's in the near future, but you have orcs and elves and dwarves that have woken up.
And you have like implants,
but it's cyberpunk.
Magic.
Yeah. And there's magic and also guns.
It sounds a little bit crazy when we say it like that.
This might be one of my final points, is that it feels like people sat down and said, okay, what are the most popular stories right now? Let's put them all together in one world. And the question is, does it work or not?
But it's all about, I think, about the battles, because there are turn-based battles that go quite deep too. So you've got this team of a few people or mutants or whatever they race of. And you're gonna play against others and shoot them and use special skills.
Well, and then magic and hacking and depending on your class and the group that you have at that time.
So, Kayla, the question is, should you play this game?
That's a good question.
Yes.
We should make that our theme.
Well, we should do it more often.
Okay, yeah. Should you play it? It is free. And there's a lot of you could spend a lot of time. I think each of these games could take 20 to 30 hours to complete.
Maybe, I would say altogether it could be like 40.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I think even the third one...
Well, it depends, because there's at least 3 difficulties of each game.
And there is a lot of reading. A lot. So if you read everything carefully...
About that. Yeah. If you don't like reading so much like me, because the text or the characters are not voiced in the dialogues,
any of the games,
you might be quite bored, because there's a lot of reading. And to be fair, the dialogues are interesting, and there's a lot of choices that you can choose.
It's not bad, but Michal said it right. If you don't like reading in your video games,
like me,
first deal breaker. So I think I can anticipate what Michal is going to say. But could I go first? Okay. That actually is the first point that I wanted to make. In this game, you will spend your time doing 3 different things. Reading and choosing dialogue options, kind of exploring this strange, interesting world, and in turn-based battles. The turn-based battles are good, I find. They're challenging, they're interesting. Nothing more to say. If you like turn-based battles, those are good. The world is frustrating for me. Frustrating because the artwork is beautiful. The world creation is interesting. The story behind it is interesting. And it screams exploration. But you can't really explore, and there's very little that you can interact with in the environment.
I would say you can uncover new areas, but You must, otherwise there will be no continuing the story.
And occasionally there's some item that you can find in the environment.
Linear exploring.
Linear exploration, which just doesn't quite cut it for me. Okay. And the third thing is, like, the battles are really fun. The world is interesting enough, but it is all blocked by a lot of text.
I thought you like reading, though.
I love reading books, and it kind of hurts me to say, like, that I dislike having that much reading. But the battles are so much fun, and I want to explore the world, and I'm just stuck there, like, going through these dialogue options. And if you die in the next battle, in most cases, you have to go through all those dialogue options again, and that got old really fast.
So what's the conclusion, yes or no?
This was difficult for me because I could see myself playing it a bit more. And some people will love it, and there's a lot there, and so everyone should claim this. But in difficult times, I have to ask myself, if I was just talking to a good friend, what would I tell them?
What would you tell them then?
I would say no, that this is not something to spend a lot of time on.
Okay.
I found it interesting, but I wasn't really entertained and drawn into it. So if you're a fan of the genre, you'll love it. Go for it. Absolutely. If you're new to this type of genre or any of these genres, this is not the one that will draw you in, I think.
I'm a bit surprised because I thought you will like this game more than I do. But you know what? Even though I don't like readings in the game so much, unless it's voiced, then I do like it. Here it's not. But I skipped it all the time, so it didn't bother me.
That's
so
fair.
I went for the battles, and there's some good like RPG elements with the, like, sticking points to your skill tree, and I like that. And
very robust skill tree. The skill tree is excellent. Yeah.
And I found the world interesting. And since it's such a huge world and for free, I would say go for it if you are a fan of the genre. Because if you are not, if you don't like turn-based strategies like XCOM, for example, you would not like this one. But if you are a fan of turn-based strategies and you have like low-end potato PC, this is a perfect game for you.
Absolutely. I think it's an excellent example of the genre, but I do feel like as games get more modern, this is more and more of a niche genre. And it's not a pure...
It is an old school game.
Yeah.
So
it is. The graphics are beautiful, the world is interesting, but I feel like the gameplay mechanics, and especially, I think because I like reading, I couldn't force myself to just skip everything and not know what's happening.
I see.
And it just takes so long to get through.
It does. But that's how some of the old games were.
Absolutely, yeah.
And we say this is an old school, but it is a remake, so it's much more pretty than the original.
Well, that should tell you everything that you need to know about the game. You have 2 opinions on it. Let us know what you think if you give it a try, or if this is one of your favorite games that you're very nostalgic about. Please let us know. We're very open to everyone's opinion. Games are subjective, and everyone should find their own way to enjoy them.
And don't forget to like this video if you like it, and subscribe, because we will have even more videos, because we are about free games from Epic every week. And make sure you click the notification bell once you subscribe, because then you'll actually get a notification when we publish a new video about free games, so you don't miss them. Because if you miss that free 1-week period, you're out of luck. You have to pay for it. And if you want even more games, there's our friend Low Budget Gaming. He does all about different genres and Steam and other other game providers.
Any games that are cheap or free, he makes an announcement about it, so check him out. And we just launched membership on our channel. If you spend a lot of time on our channel and you find it interesting, consider getting a membership. You get some nice perks. You can watch the video.
So until next time, bye.
Bye.
I agree with you, what you said at the very end.
Okay.
What did you say about the very end? Just remind me.
Oh, that was the thing you agreed with?
Yeah.
Right, I have no idea. About talking to a friend, or that it's difficult, that I'm on the fence?
No.
That the reading blocks the fun things about the battle?
No.
The world exploration? I said so many things.
Yes. At the very end. Okay, it doesn't matter. I start different. I start very differently. Wait.